What can citrus content do for estate agents?
We can become the voice of their business, basically. We can help them establish their tone of voice. We can help them produce content that's consistent for their agency. We can help them become across as human and have that emotional attachment and that emotive element, which people find tricky. We can help them market themselves in different ways.
So what does that actually look like for an estate agent? What direct services can I buy from you? So start at the top. I know you do. You help with text of people's websites. You've helped with a lot of my clients. What does that exactly look like?
Well, the basis of it can look from the very start to the very end. So from even planning how a website is laid out. Sometimes, I'll say to agents, what's your site map looking like? And they'll say, oh, I don't know what you mean. And I'll say, well, what pages are going to go where? How is that website going to look? I often work directly with their web designers to make sure that the content works naturally with the design. Because if you're working the content produced in one way and the design is the other way, and you put the two together, then things clash.
Yes.
They don't tend to work. The design may dictate that certain spaces only have 20 words, or this might only have 50 words. Those are really important tools that a content writer needs to be aware of when you're starting to put your website
Sure, it's
together.
just about the pictures and the logo, isn't it?
Well, if it is, why do you want words for it? If that's all you're selling, why do you want the words? But the words are what is going to put sparkle in about who you are as an agent.
It gets your voice of your agency across, what
Exactly.
you're about.
What you're about and how you're going to help your clients, what that experience for your clients is like. It's not about how wonderful you are as an agent. If your About Us page is all about you,
yes,
then you're starting off on the wrong foot. Talked about tone of voice before, and I can't
did that in the previous video.
Yeah, I can't stress the importance of that. And people really look over that element when they're starting to write content.
How do you find that voice? Surely it's just a template that you just go.
I wish it was. I always say to people that I'm working with from the start, the voice is the hardest bit. It can take me days. Sometimes it can take me a couple of weeks to really get right. And I start off with always writing the About Us page, because if I can get the About Us page right, then the rest of the website will then flow naturally down. So for me, it might take a couple of weeks. It could take maybe 3 weeks sometimes to get that voice right. And it's about doing a lot of research, looking at their key values, researching the company, maybe speaking to members of the team. I'm working on one website at the moment, and I've interviewed every single member of staff. And by interviewing each member of staff, certain key themes have come along. Mm-hmm. And I bring that together with then the key values of what they filled in their voice document, and I can start to get an overall picture of how this company expresses themselves and how they look after their clients, and it's bringing all those key things together to build the voice.
Okay, so you help estate agents build their websites with great text. What other services do you do?
Then we also obviously do blog posts, prolifically do blog posts. So we do bespoke blog posts, and we also have a subscription blog post service as well.
Okay. And what sort of things do you talk about on those?
Anything and everything. It depends again on the client and their services. So our bespoke blog posts are very much client driven. So we look about what they're doing. It could be a story that's happening with them. It could be just what's in the news. It could be tips and advice. We see what kind of trends are in the market, what trends are in the news. Absolutely anything, and we bring any story that we feel is relevant and we pull it together. Many a times we twist it, so it could just be a generic story and then twist it into something that's relevant for that agency.
I'm with you. Anything else that you do for agents?
Yeah, we train. We can also train estate agents.
Yes.
We also produce lifestyle property details.
Okay, train. When you say train, what are you training them in? You're not another estate agency trainer. There's plenty of those around.
We train them how to write blog posts.
Oh, right. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, we train them how to write blog posts and how to produce content effectively and how to create their voice and how to
You've
do
got
it
some
right.
good pupils, haven't you?
We've
Actually,
had some
that just
really
reminded
good
me,
pupils. We've had some great pupils, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Michelle Gallagher from JDD has
her blog posts are
everything.
amazing.
I worked with Michelle very early on. Me and Michelle worked together very early on when she first started out, and she reached out to me on Twitter and asked for some advice, and we've kind of connected several times over the years. And then a couple of years ago, I produced another training course, which was taking it up to another level, and she came on that with Andy Overman, and they really found it really beneficial to help them move their blogs to a different level.
Talk to me about the brochures of posh properties that you write as well. How do you craft those?
Craft those is a mixture of, because obviously I can't go travelling in the country looking at all these beautiful houses. I wish I could, because that'd be a really nice job, but I can't. So I have to have the agent to be really helpful. So that is a mixture of all the photographs, not just the ones that they're going to choose.
Yes.
A floor plan, so I can start to move my way around the property. Yes. And then I interview the property owner. I have usually about half an hour to 40-minute chat with them, talking about their property. At first, sometimes they can be a bit nervous, and then once you get talking about their home, then they tend to go on and on and on about.
That's a great USP for estate agents, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. And then I chat to the agent. I find out what key messages that they want that property to have. So what is it about that property that they think are the key selling points of that property? And then what I do then is bring that all together and produce what I call lifestyle property description, which has elements of what the owner says about the property, what the agent says about the property, and the actual description of the property. So they are a lot of work, but when they're produced, it's something far more fascinating for people to read.
How do people make contact with you at Citrus?
And they can contact us on Andrea@citruscontent.com. Guys,
Andrea is a fellow content writer like myself, but we write lots of what we write is quite different. An awful lot of my clients use Andrea for more softer style, the lifestyle, the more emotional side of the business. And if you're looking for that agent, if you're an agent and you're looking for that sort of service, quite frankly, there is only one person in the UK, and it's Andrea.
And the
Andrea.
Same with Chris for that other side. There's only you, isn't there?
Good to interview you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.